Today I'm going to teach you how to create 3D text in After Effects using no third-party plugins. Hey guys, it's Connor here from Quick Edits. Today we're going to be looking at how to create a really cool and really simple 3D text effect in After Effects. Everything's going to be done within After Effects. There's no need for any third-party plugins or any external source materials. All the tools we're going to be using is already in After Effects CC. So let's start this straight away just by making a new composition right now. We're going to set this one to 1920 by 1080. Set it to 25 frames a second, and let's not have it over a minute. 15 seconds seems alright, and we're going to press OK. Okay, so the first thing you need to create a 3D text effect is, of course, some text. So let's head up to our type tool here, and just in the middle here, it's going to create us a new layer, and I'm just going to type in 3D, and this is what I'm going to use to extrude to turn this into a 3D object. Let's center this and increase the size of it. I think that'll do perfect for now. Now, when you're trying to create 3D objects or 3D scenes within After Effects, After Effects has a couple of different 3D renderers. So for the sake of this one, let me just show you up here. If you can head up to composition and go to your composition settings, you can go over from basic to your 3D renderer, and you need to be selected on Cinema 4D. If you don't know what Cinema 4D is, it's another external software that's paired with After Effects, and Cinema 4D is purely based for 3D work only. So we're going to select it onto Cinema 4D. That's going to use all the parameters from that software and just bring some of them into After Effects. Now, once you've done that, let's turn our layer into a 3D object, just like that. And once you've done that, that's going to turn our transform tools into X, Y, and Z. So we can just leave that there. And the next thing we need to do is create a 3D camera. So again, in the blank space here, I'm just going to right-click, click New, and I'm going to go to Camera. Probably set, 50mm seems fine. I'm just going to press OK. And once I've got that, I can just press C on my keyboard, and now I can maneuver my camera, and I can see that my text is already a 3D layer. But right now, if I go 90 degrees, it's going to be completely flat. So it's not exactly 3D. Right now, it's around 2.5D. It's in a 3D space, but the object itself is still 2D. So we're going to try and fix that now. And to do that, all we have to do is extrude the text. So to do that, all we have to do is head down to our 3D type tool here, and we're going to drop down the first one, and we're going to drop down our geometry options as well, and then that's going to give us this one here, which is our extrusion depth. And once you pull that out, you can see that it's just giving us a little extrusion there, and actually turning our 2.5D lettering into complete 3D. So we can go back to our camera tool and we can move this around, and you can see that this is now 100% 3D, but right now we've got some flat coloring, and that's because all we've done is made our white text with a back end to it. So there's two things we need to really address into this scene right now, and that is our texturing and our lighting. Once we've got that, we're going to get some already drastic improvements to our scene. So let's start that right now just by adding in some lights. And I'm going to just close this one down for now, and I'm going to right click down here again. I'm going to create a new light. And right now I'm going to be making a spotlight, and I'm going to just use this as white for now. Press OK. And intensity at 100, that's fine. And make sure your cast shadows is on as well. And just press OK. And you can see now that it almost looks like we've lost our back end to it. But if I move our light here slightly, if I move it into this direction, you can see that it does actually have some 3D shadows casting onto it now as well. So we can go to maybe, let's change our camera position now. Let's position this into where we really want it. If you keep pressing C on the keyboard, you can see that the icon is changing. Now you can just scrub through the different movements you want to do with the camera. So this is our zoom one now. So I want to zoom this in slightly. And I'm probably going to put this one as a low shot. Let's just move it maybe towards the center. And I think we'll leave it like that for now. I might change it later on. But for now, this is looking pretty good. So I just want to move this light back ever so slightly. So I'm just going to put it back into Z space, just like that. And I'm going to duplicate it straight away. So I'm going to make sure I'm on the layer, and I'm just going to press Command C and Command V. And that's going to give us our second light. So let's just zoom out, and I'm just going to move this one around. So we use this one now, and you can see it's just giving us a little highlight on the side of our text there. So I just want to maneuver this one a little bit better. So I'm going to pull it down and maybe have a push it back maybe in this way. just looking to see how it's reacting to our text. And I think I like how that looks there. We've got this light coming from a lower source there, and I quite like that. Okay, so right now our text is pretty flat. All we've done is added in our flat text and extruded it in Z-Space. But I want to add maybe a nice bevel here so we can catch some more highlights with the light. So all we have to do on this, and click onto your text layer here. This is your 3D layer. And to get all the 3D parameters up, just a quick shortcut is if you double tap AA on your keyboard, that's going to bring up all your 3D options here. So now we can go in and we can change things around. So what I want to do is just change our bevel now. So I'm going to change the bevel style down to convex. And you can see already that's given us this really nice smooth curved edge on our text here. So we can just make this. So we can make this larger if we wanted to. So maybe I don't want to go too far. Just eyeing it. What are we on? The 4 looks okay. I quite like that. And you can see it on our edges now. We can start to get some nicer highlights on our text. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is to start adding some colors into our scene now, and probably the easiest way to do this is not actually color the text itself, but to color the lights instead. So the lights, we've got this one right in front here. I'm going to find this one, and I'm going to change the color of this one. So I'm going to press AA again. That's going to give us our lighting options, and this is right now we're set to white. I can maybe turn this to maybe a nice blue, light blue. Let's see what that does, and you can see already it's already given us a nice blue cast onto our text, but this one down here is still set to white, so it's giving us a nice white shine as well. So I'm just going to move this one maybe a little bit more, so we have that's looking really good there. I like how we've got this going. Okay, so there's a couple of things I want to do extra to our text, and that is because right now it looks quite soft. I want it to look quite reflective. So to do that, I want to change our specular parameters down here. And basically what the specular is literally how you use your highlights on your text. So if I just show you quickly with the intensity, I'm just going to bring this one up. You can see it's going to get brighter, but it's also going to sharpen the edges as well. So I quite like how that's looking. But now we've got a really overblown white light here, so I'm going to go up to our light again into our white one and press AA, and I'm just going to bring down the intensity a bit, and that's looking really nice there. And I probably can add maybe one more light, so I'm going to duplicate our blue one again. So I'm going to Command C and Command V that, and this one I'm going to bring to the other side of our text. Maybe bring that one down as well. And with this one, I'm just going to change this to maybe a medium white as well. Okay, I'm really pleased with that so far. Okay, so I want to give us a colored background so that we're just not on a pure black background there. So I'm going to right click down here and select new, and I'm going to go to solid, and I'm probably going to set this to maybe a dark blue, just like that. Make sure this is set underneath our 3D text, and that looks great. And let's just go in to do some fine tweaks now. So I want my blue light to be a lot more prominent. So I think we're being overblown by our white light on this side. So I'm going to make sure I'm selecting this one. And I'm going to press AA again. And I'm just going to bring this one down a little bit more until it's a lot bluer. Okay, that's pretty good. Let's maybe position this maybe a little bit more. And just direction. And you can use your rotate tool as well, just to make sure you're pointing in the right position. And I'm just going to increase the intensity so we have a nice backlight there. Okay, that looks really good. So there's a couple more things I'd like to do to our scene just before we finish, and one of them is to just add maybe a little bit of color correction. So there's so many ways to do color correction, but right now the way we're going to do it is just create a new adjustment layer and make sure this one's at the top of our scene, and head over to our effects and presets and just add in a curves adjustment. Curves is probably my favorite way to do a simple color correction, and if you haven't used it before, it's quite simple. Up here is our highlights, and down here is our shadows and dark areas, and in the center is our midtones. So we can just maybe create a quick S curve here, and you can see what that's doing there. It's just darkening, and which adds in a bit more contrast into our scene, which I really like. And then maybe with our blue, we can just change the channels on our blue here. and I'm really liking that so far. I think that's really good. Okay, so the last thing I want to do is just maybe add a quick camera animation so we can just see our text moving in 3D space. So let's head over to our camera. Right now we can close everything up. Head over to our camera and let's drop down our transform. And we're just going to press a keyframe on our position right there. So right now I'm happy with this position, and this is where I want my animation to end. So I'm going to head this over to maybe around 1 second. And then with our camera again, we can press C on our keyboard and we can change our view here. And depending how we like it, if we have maybe a swoop going from this area, and we can zoom out as well. And by highlighting both of these keyframes, and we can press F9 on our keyboard, that's going to give us ease in, ease out, and then we can just press play on that. First, let's bring down our resolution. Right now our resolution is set to full, so let's bring that down to maybe a third just so we can play this a little bit faster. And we'll see what that does. And there we go. A nice quick camera movement, just 1 second long. And you can see how our text works in 3D space. I really like how that's looking, but I don't like the fact that we cut off. Maybe we go a little bit too close to the top here, so we're just going to fix that by maybe changing our initial position here. And I'm just going to bring it down. And yeah, probably this. And there will be fine. And we can just press play again. Right now we're too low, so we're going to bring it back up towards center. And that's a lot better. Nice and centered into our scene. And there we go, guys, a really quick and simple way to create 3D text in After Effects with some animation as well. As always, guys, thank you very much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed. Please let me know down in the comments what you'd like to see next, and don't forget to drop a like as well. And I'll see you in the next video. Thank you very much. Bye.